Boom. Boom. We're live. We're live. Let's check the chats. Let's get the music going. Let's get hyped. Let's get hyped. Who pops in first? Who pops in first? Say something. Yo, yo, yo. Is anyone alive out there? Is anyone alive?
In the beginning, people had nothing. Their bodies ached.
The moment someone says hi, I'll go post about the stream. There it is. There it is. What's up, guys? We're going to get into the charts. We're going to talk about the meeting. We're live. We made it, guys. Well, we think we made it. We made it today. Today we made it. No promises for tomorrow, right? But let me post about the stream. Settle in. Let's chill. It's gonna be a chill stream. Since it was an important day for the dollar, so we're gonna look at this satanic DJ Smokey imagery. But chill for a sec. Let me get a drink. Let me get my creatine and let me post about the stream. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. All right, you guys chill. Love you guys.
I know who you are. Yeah, but I heard you were dead.
I am. So chopped and screwed right now.
Don't worry about what the fuck he be doing. It's DJ Smokey.
Yo. Man, what a good day. What a good day. What's up, guys? Yo. Man, that Jason Casper stream was lit. Who was on that shit? Put a 1 in the chat if you were watching the Jason Casper stream earlier. I was in that shit. Jason Casper, if you guys aren't subbed to Jason Casper, he was putting money on the line. He was covering the Fed announcement. Go ahead and follow Jason Casper. And he shouted me out too, man. He has not been stingy with his support. You know, there's people smaller than Jason Casper that are stingier, who they know less, and they're not as good of a trader. And they're stingier with their love and their support. And so, for how big he is, for how good he is, man, Jason Casper's a good leader, a great guy in our community. We're lucky to have him, man. Look at this MC logo on his channel. I'm proud to have Jason Casper as an ally. And, you know, I was watching that stream, learning along with you guys, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that was awesome. You know, from a layman's perspective, you know, like the markets, the Bitcoin markets were adjusting for fear off this announcement. And from what it looked like to me, you know, that like we're dovish and shit, that basically we ease the fears. It's not necessarily like good or bad, but by not being bad, that's good, if that makes sense. And maybe Bitcoin's price is going to reflect that. Maybe we don't go up to all-time highs and we don't get total market continuation, but at least we aren't going to all hell. We aren't going to all shit, right? And so the price reflected that. What's interesting is that NickCipher B set us up for this. In fact, you wouldn't have even made money off of the Fed announcement unless you had NickCipher B giving you the technical basis to long before the announcement. You had to take a risk. And the people who just like longed at the pink line resistance, see the pink line resistance, we did get snagged. And even Jason Casper, the legend himself, he took profits at this pink line. I was watching his stream and following along with the anchor. And this is when a lot of people longed. You guys got lucky we were fortunate that we didn't have to come down and form a right shoulder, a more convincing right shoulder of a like a bullish head and shoulders, and come back up. It would have been a real easy call to say that we're going to reject off the pink line and find some more support on the intraday. And a lot of longs were stacked up here, and like we were literally just lucky that a whale didn't say screw you guys. And so we came right back up to these bearish sentiments. We got thrown a little freebie, and so like say a little prayer, be grateful that like we got a little extra juice off this decision. But to make the most out of this decision, you would have had to have caught the technicals that were going on down here, which I posted in the NickCipher VIP. If you schedule a call with me down below, send me an email, I'll get you in the VIP, and I'll get on the phone with you for $500 for life. I'm gonna get there, man. Is it gonna go up or down? I'm gonna get there, man. Let me do my spiel first. Jeez, man. I got you, man. I got you. Welcome to the chat, everybody. It's good to see some of the faces. The Bass Lord himself is in the chat. Man, all you guys. I recognize all the names. I'm getting to know you guys slowly, just as you're getting to know me. But we're feeling good today. Yesterday's daily candle close was abysmal. Usually the daily candle closes, and a daily candle close tends to mask the extremes of the day, like so that way regular people look at the daily close and they don't think too much of what happened. But yesterday's close was abysmal. All of a sudden, like the close of the day before was at 68-ish, and then the next day we're at 61. That freaks everyday people out. Like if you were to watch my push-up challenge, it's like, yo, today's messed up. We were at 61. We closed at 61. That was abysmal. We violated my push-up line. But look, the It's hard to say whether the poop line held us up or if the push-up line redeemed us. We kind of got stuck in the middle here. But one thing's for certain, we don't want to touch the poop line. That stinks. If we got to come down to this, that would stink. You know what I'm saying? And so we rushed back out. We did not want to go there. We don't want to go there, man. But look at the technical basis. Look at the long that played out. You got a really nice... This is why this shit played out so hard. Even before Jerome Powell took the stand, we were getting an increase in the blue wave momentum. Price coming down. And all of a sudden we start reclaiming the intraday VWAP. And at that point, things don't look so stinky. Things don't look so stinky anymore. You know what I'm saying? We get over the yellow line, find some support on that. And yeah, this is a great long scalp. Great. Ooh, 10% move. A little 10%er on Bitcoin. That's nice. That's nice. And I'm going to get to where we're going next. I'm going to get there. But let me just explain what happened. It's important that we explain what happened. The technicals, like, I believe in technical analysis and tentacle analysis. I believe in the tentacle analysis too. Let me feel you around with my tentacles. But yeah, the charts tell us what's going on just as much as the news. Look at this uptrend in the money flow. You know, we saw this uptrend in money flow yesterday, and it came down lower, but it was like a bullish divergence. So sometimes that happens where, like, you get one disappointment, but there is that reckoning. We got this overall. You see that now we did form this like slightly lower low in the money flow, but it was not as low as the old hump. And so it's like a second chance at redemption here. And we did get a big follow through off that. What VWAP lines do I use? Just click the link in the YouTube description, and my charts in the stream description. They should be. You can get all these anchors yourself. Just click the link like right down below. But yeah, I use the intraday and then a mixture of anchors. One is based off time frame. One is the year to date. The purple line is our year to date. But you could also have other anchors off like the first of the quarter, the first of the month, or the first of the week. That's one way to place anchors. But the rest of these anchors are based off technicals. I got one at the January low, one here at this red candle on February 13, one off the low we had on February 23, one off the 10% correction on March 5th. And then we have the most recent anchor, the bearish, the beginning of the bearish sentiment that began on March 14th. I placed them off the daily time frame, and my settings are OHLC4, which takes the open, the high, the low, and the close and divides it by 4. You get a nice average. And I don't have any bands. I don't trade off statistical. I don't do analysis based off statistical projections of VWAPs. I'd much rather just use multiple VWAPs. So does that answer your question? But it's all in the link below, so you don't have to do much thinking. And we pumped before we hit the brown line, so we don't have to do much thinking. So where we're at now that I've done my spiel, is we are testing these bearish sentiments, and I like, honestly, in my heart, I think the party's over for now. That being said, I could be wrong. But like the trend is your friend until the end. And so look at this red anchor. We've got 1, 2, 3, and now 4 potentially big plays off of this bearish sentiment. It's going to take time to chew through this, and we shouldn't necessarily like assume that this is just going to break bullish on us for this time. Like, the trend is our friend until the end. This is major profit taking points. Major profit taking points. This is, I've been telling you guys in my lives that like we're in a scalper's paradise where you have all these amazing key levels with these anchors to take profits, to enter on, to plan trades around, to get out of trades around. You got TP1 at the pink line. You got TP2 at the orange line. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is a scalper's paradise. It's an amazing environment to perhaps use some higher leverage, lower position size, like lower capital, but like trying to get as much juice out of the squeeze before things get risky, because we simply don't want to bet on total market continuation until we overcome these bearish sentiments. Does that make sense, guys? It's really not like swing time. It's scalp time. You know what I'm saying? Satoshi Nakamoto, good to see you, man. I haven't done my push-ups today, but I did 110 yesterday. That's definitely why the price pumped. I was doing I did 110 push-ups and I was dancing to frog music. Even when the prices were down, NickCipher was up. I was high on life. And because I was positive, we pumped the price. Thank you, man. Thank you, BK. I will keep up the great work. I will keep up the great work. The VWAP on the intraday, yeah, the SR's VWAP is just the standard VWAP. There's only one VWAP. It's not the yellow oscillator. I've been trying to dispel this myth in our community that this yellow oscillator is a volume weighted oscillator, or that it has anything to do with what VWAP is. I hate to break it to you guys, but the yellow oscillator is not VWAP. I'm sorry that my light is so bright that I expel the darkness in the community that this yellow oscillator is a VWAP. It's literally not. You're talking to the VWAP expert. I'm the leading voice on Bitcoin and VWAP. Nobody knows VWAP as good as me except Brian Shannon, the creator of the anchor tool. How do you get the anchored VWAP, bro? It's just crayons. You come over here to the left and you select the drawing tool, bro. I'm teaching, you know what I teach? I teach NickCipher B and crayons. That's all this is. That you don't have to enable some shit. You don't need some genius Pine script editor to code you some crazy indicator. I'm drawing with freaking crayons, man. I said we got the poop line, we got the pink line, we got the push-up line, we got the Twitter FOMO line, this orange line, and we got the year-to-date. We got the purple year-to-date line. This is where you want to load up on your spot bags, sell the farm, and slaughter a cow for sell the beef so you can buy some more Bitcoin. That's if we hit this line down here. The poop line, we don't even want to touch the poop line. I don't even like the poop line. I wish it didn't exist, but it does. But you guys are all asking me, how do I get the anchored VWAP? It's the same as drawing a line. It's like that there. It's like FG, how do I enable the line tool? That's all this is. It's just a tool on TradingView. It's been under your nose this whole time, bro. So yeah, this is basic stuff. It's just a tool over here on the left side. It's been here all along. It's a tool invented by Brian Shannon, inspired by the intraday strategy. So the white line here on SR is an ancient institutional scalping and dollar cost averaging tool. If you know, when Warren Buffett says that he wants to get into a stock, his broker doesn't just flop all his money into one market all at once like you people do, the FloppingGropers. Like, they space it out. They say, Warren Buffett, we're going to get you a good VWAP price over the next 3 months. We're going to take your millions, and every day we're going to buy below or at VWAP, and we're always going to get you a good VWAP pricing and every day they do a little bit until all the money is put into the market. And if Warren Buffett says, I don't want this stock anymore. Sell it all. They say, okay, Warren Buffett, we're going to sell all your stock. Even in an uptrend, we got to do what Warren Buffett says. But we're not going to sell his stock. We're not going to sell low. We're going to sell high. We're going to only sell when we're above or at VWAP. So do you see how this is like a very powerful tool to get cheap, or it's a fair value. It's the most fair value tool in the trading world, because every single day it gives you opportunities to get good pricing on whatever asset that you're looking to invest or sell. And because of that, it makes it a very strong scalping tool. The intraday, once you start seeing us reclaiming the intraday, if you can get good wave readings, and since the VWAPs are the same on all time frames, they are not like EMAs or SMAs where you go, when you switch time frames, they're all different and shit. Like the VWAP is the same, whether you're on the 15-minute or the 65. VWAP is just VWAP. It's like your daddy. You got to play by its rules. It's unchanging. It doesn't look different based on whether you zoom in or out. It just is. And these anchors just are. You notice how these anchors aren't changing. When I go on the 2-minute, like, see how zoomed in we are? We're still just seeing these interactions off the anchors. It's not like the anchors change on you and now there's all these little anchors interweaving on the 2-minute. No, it's not like that. These are big, powerful lines that stay static on your chart, whether you're on the 1 hour, the 6 hour, the daily. I mean, if I zoom down enough to the 2-week, they look kind of stupid, you know? That's the downside, is when you know, if, like, look at the intraday, just all like interwoven in the candles, and it's like useless on this large of a time frame because it is the same value on all time frames. Man, I just been ranting. I just like wasn't even looking at the chat. I was like seeing red, like fuming. I was fuming. Tamer asked, do you wait for a 65-minute candle to confirm above an anchor for more upside? You know, not necessarily, because like it depends on the anchor. Like, you know, I'm on the 65-minute, and at this yellow line, we got like a nice 65-minute close. And it did continue up after a little bit of drawdown on this wick. So sometimes that works, but what if you waited for a 1 hour close on the pink line? Now you're kind of like longing resistance. So yeah, I guess it depends on how early you are, Tamer. Like, I wouldn't necessarily subscribe to that rule. I would say that if you're seeing some strength around an anchor of any kind, and a good wave reading, that's going to up your win rate. It's no guarantee, but the NickCipher B reading will up your win rate substantially. Then just go for it, because scared money don't make no money. And the thing about anchors is, like, they are respected more than other forms of dynamic support and resistance. Like, in my opinion, they will be respected more than spider lines. They will be respected more than fibs. They will be respected more than simple moving averages in EMAs. Because why? Because they're volume weighted. It's basically like taking this like volume profile. See this shit? It's like taking this shit, but like weaving it into your dynamic supports and resistances. It's like a way to account for volume in a way that like is like easy for the common man to understand. But I do love these, you know, I love these volume profiles. I love this shit. This is complementary with anchors and with MC. I see Jason Casper using these and other traders using these to great effect. This gives you a really good idea of where the traders want the price to go around. This kind of tells me that, you know, this aids in the hypothesis that we might be in a consolidatory phase. Like, since the Fed announcement like was pretty neutral, like it was not negative, it was simply neutral. What if Bitcoin mirrors that? And we've simply just found a safe range to trade in for an extended period of time. But yeah, I digress on that. Like, any volume, I mean, in the MC community, we love volume weighted indications. Like, CF weighs the money flow extremely highly. Other traders weigh, like, these guys, the volume profiles very highly. And I'm a VWAP trader, so like volume is like fire, price is like water. If you can get an indicator that mixes them together like VWAP, you got steam, you got the steam powered engine of the markets, and these lines are very respected. You can't deny it. It's like you see the historical evidence. Like, look over here with this orange line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amazing longs. I mean, these are the longs during that crazy time. It's like, what other indicator gets you long at the best points of the most FOMO-y, retarded point of that price action there? Like, only anchored VWAP did it. And then it becomes resistance. See how it like becomes resistance, and it might be doing it again, dude. This orange line is like magic. Saucy says you're just as handsome as your brother. Thank you so much. That means a lot, because like I've been putting a lot of work into myself so that like I can, and it wasn't like selfish. It was like, I just knew that intuitively that like if I worked on myself, that makes NickCipher look better. If I can make NickCipher look better, then the next step is I can make the world a better place, you know? So I've been putting a lot of work in. I've been hiking and getting sun, and I'm drinking my creatine, and I've been on collagen for like a year. I put a lot of work in plotting, like my evil master plan. I had an evil master plan coming back to NickCipher. So yeah, like obviously like I rose with the markets, like Bitcoin's back, baby. And so is my jawline. You know what I'm saying? Where do I place the anchors, Rafa? I just went over this, man. You're gonna have to rewatch the stream, or just click the link in the description and just download my chart. The chart is in the description. I just placed them at relevant lows off the daily chart with standard candles. See? I posted a video on my YouTube channel. Go watch that video after the stream, like it, and leave a comment and subscribe. But right now we're at resistance, guys. So there was this long where if you had NickCipher, you catch the bottom here because of like the stuff on the 1 hour. See, like the standard div, a very convincing standard div off the 1 hour, and the reclaiming of Cypher SR's intraday strategy gets you into the long. And then you get the Fed announcement at around the yellow line, and then there's resistance and profit taking and long stacking up at the pink line. Things got hella weird on Jason Casper's stream. This was a point where Jason Casper like had to take profit and was like hedging, because like we're at this like previous level of resistance, and he didn't have the pink line on his chart, but I was like looking at my chart and watching his stream, and I was like, holy shit, we're at the pink line. And I even had the idea of like, maybe we have to come down and create a right shoulder and then we go up, you know? And so, because I respect these anchors, but the fact that we just blast through the pink line is pretty crazy. Makes me think that we're gonna slam into these bearish sentiments and likely have to come down to the pink line. And look, like you're seeing like the wave looking quite overbought. You're seeing a massive yellow wave div where like the yellow wave doesn't go higher, but the price shot up. The money flow hasn't crossed up just yet. That being said, like the smaller time frames are still, this could cool off, and we could, you know, what's possible is this could be the moment where we break these bearish sentiments, but we don't want to like just trade. We don't want to trade that. We want to trade some strength. If we do break, we want to trade the strength after that break. And then you actually do have, I mean, like very quickly, this could actually turn into some swing long shit. If like, I'm not sure, but if I was a betting man, I would say that the bearish sentiment is not to be trifled with. We had 1, 2, 3, and potentially 4 scalps. This is actually a point to consider a short scalp. Not going to lie. But also you would put your stop loss up here, because if that idea is wrong, then you know what I'm saying. Then the idea is wrong. You'd be holding a big shit bag in a bull market. You'd be like Gareth Soloway, and this shit just keeps going up. And now you're like Gareth Soloway nursing a big shit bag. So don't be like that. But just respect the anchors until the price action proves otherwise, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'm a little scared of this bearish sentiment here. The red anchor has been, look how strong. It's just like, this is the line where you want to be shorting from. And the bull divs have been weak playing out. They're just like long scalps. It's sad. It's sad to see the bulls so happy with their bowl of soup. They stand in line begging, and they get a bowl of soup, and they say thank you, and they're back in line tomorrow begging, and it's the bears who are giving them their bowl of soup, and the bears are controlling the markets. So like, this is sad, man. This is sad to see in a bull market, but maybe the things will change. You're not going to catch FG getting Gareth Soloway'd. But at the same time, I respect the bears at this point in time. I respect them. They've punched me in the face 1, 2, 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bears are strong. A potential short scalp here. I'm looking at the waves. I'm looking at maybe a justification as to why or how this could happen. There's a little bit of like hidden bearish divergence in that, like, see how the waves come up like this on the 30-minute? But if you trace this point to that point, we're flat. And so there's a little bit of downward momentum pressure when you compare the highs of the blue waves to the highs in price. Little bit of downward pressure here. Enough to get a short scalp like back down to the pink line. You may remember, like, you can't forget the intraday VWAP. Like, coming back down to the intraday is for a long scalp, for a relong is favored. That's what we want to see. That's healthy. LV23 says save the live. I save all my lives. If you go on my channel, they're all saved. I don't say the F word even though I want to. This is like, I'm the yin to my brother's yang. I've had to train myself to be like this. But yeah, like, you're never gonna catch me saying anything that I would have to delete the stream over, unless I like accidentally doxed myself or some shit. But yeah, the lives are saved. Hammer says, guys, the one-on-one session with FG is priceless. One of the best I've done in a while. Highly recommend. Dude, I appreciated that call, man. I appreciated our conversation. I got a bunch of calls lined up, and I'm really grateful that you guys are keeping me so busy, and I get to live my passion and talk to traders, and man, I love this shit. You know, once you find the life that you're happy with, that's when you're able to like work hard every day, and like you're happy and grateful. Like, I've achieved that. And I'm not bragging. I'm just like, hopefully it inspires you guys to find the lifestyle, make the little decisions to get where you need to go, and find that life that gives you fulfillment and makes you happy. Rich or poor, up or down, bull or bear, skinny or fat. You know what I'm saying? Crypto Klein, good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Hopefully I'm entertaining, man. Good to see you in here. Do I have a Discord for the VIP? Kamansky says yes. I just rolled all my services into one thing. It's only $500 right now, but I'm screening everyone. I'm screaming at everyone who joins my VIP. Just kidding. If you shoot me an email at nickcipherfg@gmail.com, just tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, be a keyboard cat and be like, oh, FG, I'm flopping and groping. I need your help. Help me. Like, I'll shoot you my link and we'll schedule a call. I won't ask you for any crypto until the end of the call, when you're actually on the phone call is done. So it's just careful, these fake flopping gropers trying to scam you and shit. Don't fall for any of that shit. We handle the payment on the call, you and me, man to man. But yeah, I mean, I'll talk to you for a whole hour and a half, 2 hours, man. We're gonna like become friends and shit, and then I'll get you in the VIP. I'll set healthy expectations as to what I offer. And I'm here. You have a lifetime membership to ask me questions about trading, and I'll put some pom-poms on and I'll cheer for you during your trading career. I want you guys to succeed. For every one of you guys that figures your shit out, that makes NickCipher look better. So yeah, and I'm at a point in my life where I love this shit. I love working hard. I want to stack sats and work hard for you guys. So yeah, Clate the Great says, bro sounds like Yoda. Stream I must. Every day I wake up every day you must, and stream you will. Am I using order flow at all? Do I look like I use order flow, bro? I use VWAPs. I use VWAPs in NickCipher B. I don't need anything else. If I wasn't streaming, I would have everything. I would have I would have SR, I'd have DBSI, I'd have all this shit. Look how stupid my chart would look if I wasn't here to entertain you guys. I'd have all this shit up because I can read all this and I'm not confused. You know what I'm saying? But also there's something to be said about TA. If you have multiple tools that like do the same thing, use the best one. So I've got really great things to say about DBSI. Like, in fact, the better you get at trading anchors, the better you get at using the other indicators of NickCipher. Like DBSI is another form of amazing trend bias. When the 200 EMA is green, longs are favored. You're only looking at the bottom side of NickCipher B for those rare opportunities that we come below. And then when the DBSI is red, see, like, I mean, it's damn good. It's almost as good as the red anchor for guiding your market bias. Are we looking for bullish divs and BitBoy green dots, or are we looking for bearish trigger waves and bearish divergences for shorts? You see what I'm saying? Like, an experienced NickCipher B trader is looking at less things than a new NickCipher B trader, because an experienced NickCipher B trader has a good method of trend bias. Are we going up overall or down overall? And you're able to say which side of the waves that you're even looking for. If you just long the lows and short the tops every time, you may get wrecked on one side because the market is trending in one direction. So you want to sail with the wind, apply 1/2 of NickCipher B to your trading strategy. That weeds out a lot of bad trades, because NickCipher B is like a feminine indicator. You need your mommy. You need your mommy to justify your delusions when you get smacked by your daddy, the VWAPs, these volume weighted sentiments that bend the price to their will. You have to live by the rules of their household. You know what I'm saying? And then NickCipher B responds. But the issue with NickCipher B alone, with nothing else on top, is you get the bullish side You know, she tells you everything's going to be okay, even when it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she has to. That's her job, you know? But yeah. So I use these in tandem. I use NickCipher B along with the VWAPs. And that's what gives me my trend bias. That's what makes me so good at reading NickCipher B. Because I know when to ignore one half of the waves and when not to. In fact, when you're in a strong trend, you tend to see a desert down below. Like, see how most of the waves, when we're strong trending up, most of the momentum is weighted to the upside, and there's like a desert down here. Like, where are all the waves at? Where's all the waves down here? But that's your signal that you're in an uptrend, and it's these rare occasions where you get the rains pouring in the deserts. When it rains, it pours. You know, in Arizona, when it rains, it floods because the ground is not used to the soil is like rock, and so the water just floods everything. You get one day of rain and the freeways are all flooded and everything's fucked up. So yeah, so like when it rains, it pours. When you got a desert like that, when you got a big downtrend, let me find a bigger time frame where it's like more apparent. Here we go. So yeah, this was like after the ETF dump. You know, like the year-to-date anchor was sloped down and really pushing the price down. And you have a momentum desert up here. And interestingly enough, it's these little bearish trigger waves that end up being the most banger. It's not the bottoms. Like look at these deep waves that you would want to long on, and then and then it's GG. You get a little, and then it dumps and it's only a matter of time before you're underwater. You know, it's actually the little bearish trigger waves in the desert that you should have been betting on. Look at this little flange. A little flange gets you the most banger short. And how do you know to trade that side of the waves? How do you know to be longing the BitBoy green dots or to be going off these little bear triggers? In my opinion, you need a form of trend bias. You need the VWAPs. So I need them both. I need NickCipher B, and that's why the strategy is what it is. I need NickCipher B, and I need the VWAPs. Crypto Klein, thank you, man. NickCipher is a beast. Thank you, bro. It is, man. It's the king of indicators. It's not like it's not some made up shit. It's just the best oscillator you can get. This is not like some concocted, it's not like some snake oil shit. It's not like I mixed like chocolate with orange juice and I'm telling you it's delicious. Like, it's objectively the greatest concoction of shit that you could mix together. You got volume weighted oscillators, you've got momentum oscillators with the blue and yellow, and you got the market strength, you've got the RSIs. So you've got 3 classes of oscillators, all readable and all on the bottom there. It looks good. It's easy to read. Each oscillator has its own signals to look for confluence. What's not to love about this shit? How do you call this shit a scam or fake or whatever? It's like the people who talk shit on it are just coping that that they didn't come up with it. It's like you're listening to an amazing song and you're mad that like you're not the one on stage singing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can't hate on NickCipher, especially NickCipher B. But yeah, it's like you just want to have some good trend bias tools so that you know which side of the waves to trade, and that's what kicks you onto the next level. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking to traders, a lot of traders already. I've had like 9 consultations, and we've been talking about like what differentiates a beginner trader from an intermediate trader. And a beginning trader like can't control their losses. They don't have decay under control. They don't know how to, like, when you fall off the mountain, you could spend an hour climbing a mountain, and if you jump off a cliff, you go down to the bottom in seconds. It's easy to fall. It's easy to let go. Decay, you have to get decay under control. You have to learn how not to stumble, how not to fall. That's step one as a trader, right? But step two, arguably the more difficult part, is how to grow, how to climb. How do you actually grow an account? This is what differentiates beginner from intermediate. Is the intermediate trader has learned not only how to stop losing, but how to let good situations ride. How do you let the market kick you out instead of taking all your profits off the table? How do you enter nice, big, safe positions with your risk in check and then shave meat off the pig and manage this big position? You cover your fees, you take out half at major resistance, you let the rest ride. And you take profits as you go, TP1, TP2, TP3. Eventually you have like the last 10% of your position in the markets, and you instead of being afraid to get punched in the face, shave your profits and let the market kick you out. Even in a winning trade, you're gonna get punched in the face. It's just like fighting. This is why we sponsor fighters, because in the ring, whether you win or lose, you are going to get punched in the face. That's why trading is one of the toughest businesses out there, because you accept some level of defeat in every trade. And growth is hard. It's hard to grow. It's hard to climbing the mountain is the hardest part. It's the descent, it's the down phases when you're heading downward on a mountain. Those are the easy parts. It's easy to, and that's why shorting is so quick and easy too, because going down, falling happens quicker and is easier. It's harder to let a good situation ride. And then also the hard part about growth is, how do you know when you're at the top? You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you are at the top, you don't actually want to admit that you're at the top of any point in your trading career. You don't want to you don't want to buy the Lambo. You don't want to buy the Gucci shoes and accept that you're that you're the champion and that you've reached the top, because it's only down from there. Never stop climbing as a trader. Never stop. Like, don't ever admit that you've reached the top in your trading career, no matter how rich you get. Not until you have 10 times the amount of money that you would need to buy a Lamborghini do you buy a freaking Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take your rewards so quick and call yourself a winner, because it's only downhill once you say that you're at a top. There was some quote that I remember. It was like, the greatest peaks are followed by the greatest valleys, or some shit. Yeah, and so every time you triple text that girl that you like, you know what I'm saying? You're admitting that you're at the top of the mountain. Wow, I got this pretty girl talking to me. I must be at the top of the mountain. I'm gonna triple text her, and then she ignores you for 3 days because women instinctually know that you're a man who takes your profit too quick. You think you're at the top of the mountain just because she said one nice thing to you, man.
You're listening.
Yeah, you gotta. You're still a beginner. An intermediate man knows how to let a good situation ride. Yeah. Don't take advice from me, dude. I'm not married. I'm single, so my life is messed up. Don't take any dating advice from me. Damn, so we are kind of like, this looks like, if you didn't have these anchors, this looks like it's gonna pump. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be the time where these bear sentiments get woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you want that to happen? I'm like a baby, man. I'm like a baby with a lollipop in my mouth. I'm like, I just want this to do what it did already again. But the safer, experienced trader within tells me that I need to respect these bear sentiments until we get some actual proof. I need to see some candle closes above. I need to see some support and structure built above these bearish sentiments before I start going ham and frothing at the mouth and flopping and groping. The Romgo says, how quickly would you say profit should be taken? So I mean, all I can say, there's different levels. It depends on where you're at in the markets, man. You know, right now we're sandwiched between all these sentiments, right? And so granted, it's harder to swing long and swing short because this is like a scalper's environment. The markets are telling us that we gotta plan trades around these anchors, but also take profits quickly off them because the shit moves quick. And once we hit the bear sentiment, we're slammed back down. That's what's been happening to us. And so, you know, you've got TP1, you've got TP2 and TP3. At this point, you probably should have taken the majority of your long trade off the table. And now you've probably got like 20% or 10% or some shit, and you're letting it ride. And if we do get a break of this structure, that would be nice. But also at the same time, if this comes back down, let the market kick you out of that last little bit of your long scalp trade. If this does break structure and we do overcome these bearish sentiments for the first time, then all of a sudden it kind of looks more like a swing trade kind of market continuation kind of setup. At which point you'd be looking to take profits at like NickCipher B tiring signs. Like if you see a bear div, if we're going up to these all-time highs, first of all, I would look to add again. And you would be fortunate to add again if we did break this structure bullishly. You could add to this like scalp long that you've got going, and this a low entry here would help you like keep your entry low, so that you're out, like so that you're not flopping and groping in the immediate price action. It's kind of like in California they make sourdough, and like they use some of the 1,000-year-old recipe in the new batch, so that it retains the flavor. So like think of your trades like that, like retain some of the flavor of like that good, nice low position, so that you know that you don't just want to close the whole position, because that low position, the low entry, can like prevent you from flopping and groping in future trades if you take a little piece of that and implement it into the new trade, the new idea. But in a swing continuation type of long, when would I take profit? On probably on some major NickCipher B tiring signs, or perhaps like the all-time high. But if we were like going into new all-time highs, all you can do is, I mean, it's hard to come up with price targets when it's all-time highs, because now you're in price discovery. So all you can do is shave profits at MCB tiring signs, and then like re-add a little bit when it comes down. Like you're in uncharted waters at that point. But I would say look for the lows to add, as opposed to being so concerned with like where we could go. You just shave some profits when NickCipher B looks tired, and look to like re-add a little bit. But don't let your entry price come up so high where you're now at the mercy of the ebbs and flows of the intraday price action. Yeah. Hopefully that answered your question, Romgo. Astrowork says, I got MC last week and I've already found a beautiful 1 minute money flow strat. Good for you, man. You're on the 1 minute. Very nice. Yeah, these micro time frames are like, they work out good, dude. Especially if you have, so it's hard to like plan trades specifically off the 1 minute. I would like to hope that like even in your 1 minute trades, Astroworks, no matter what trade you do, whether it's an investment, whether it's a swing trade or a long trade, you always start zoomed out and you look at the environment. Okay, we're in throbbing plus 60 momentum, we're in runaway train status momentum, but we do have a red dot. So we're looking at some medium term corrections, but overall, as long as we remain over the 60 line, jackknifes to the upside could just come and surprise us. And it's not until like a third betrayal, you got like 1, 2, perhaps a third red dot, a third punch in the face before we like slip all the way down below the 60 and like lose market steam. That's the kind of like environment that I feel like we're in. Or perhaps on the daily, we've lost runaway train status on the daily, but we are in an overall, see the bullish desert down here? So the points where we come down below 0 are the long opportunities that you need to take advantage of. That's the best points in the markets to enter. So, you know, like a long is on the horizon on the daily. So whether you're scalping or swinging or investing, like you gotta know this shit. But then you go on to like the medium time frames and you plan the trade. You say, okay, we got these anchors going. We're at this bearish sentiment. Maybe I'm looking for a short right here. Maybe this bearish sentiment's going to be respected, and we need to come and make a little flange and one more little blue wave flange before things go up. Or maybe you're patient and you just want to see if we can overcome these sentiments and go for a swing long if this money flow can come up a little bit. So whatever side of the market you're on, the medium time frames are for planning the trade. But now you have to execute. Whether you're swinging or scalping, it's time to execute. And so that's when you go onto the scalp time frames. In your case, bro, the 1 minute, because you're a psychopath. And you actually look for the play off the intraday, or perhaps a large anchor. And that's how I do my trades, whether it's a swing or a scalp. I let the I don't decide if I'm a scalper or a swinger. I let the market decide. The market tells you whether you should scalp or swing. You're not the one who decides if you're a scalp trader or a swing trader. If you say I'm a swing trader and you join the market at this time and you go swing long here, now you're nursing a big shit bag and paying market fees and like hoping shit goes up. That's flopping and groping. You should know that if we're sandwiched between all these warring sentiments, then like you got to take your profits and it's like up the leverage and like get more juice out of the squeeze and like wait for us to overcome some shit and like have clearer skies before you start like planning some big like week-long trade. Let me get some more water. I'll be right back. All right, I had to stay quenched. Bex asks, how do you deal with information overflow and just stay confident in your bias? That comes from having strong trust in the macro time frame analysis. Like such as I go on the weekly here, and I know that like this market has not lost steam until we slip under the 60 line. We have achieved runaway train status. It's going to take multiple betrayals, multiple like barricades in the train's path before this shit stops. So yes, I have Trav DeSalv says trust your indicators. Exactly. You trust the bigger time frame analysis. You trust that you're going to get where you need to go. And then you like in your planning, you have to form an idea. And you have to put your money on the line with that idea. You have to say, we're going to hold this. We're not going to touch the poop line. or we're going to reject off this bearish sentiment. Like you could form an idea here that we're not going to break this bearish structure overhead. We've got two anchors pushing us down. And that idea may be wrong, but you have to pull out of that trade at 1% loss and then adjust your trade metrics where if the idea is wrong, then you get out of the trade. It's only winning trades that you baby and nurse and take care of. Losing trades, you cut the shit bag. But in terms of bias, you know, my bias comes from these anchors. Like, as long as the year to date is in ascent, see how this is sloped up? Just because we're not interacting with it doesn't mean it's not influencing price. You know what I'm saying? If this was sideways, if it was flat like that, we would be in a more consolidatory part of Bitcoin's price action from a year-to-date standpoint. But trust the indicators, trust the anchors. Trust that if the poop line is in ascent, likely we're going to get a long here. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why we're ebbing and flowing in these other lines is because look how they've gone flat on us. And in fact, the orange line has gone into ascent, or descent, I should say. These bearish sentiments overhead tell us that we're going to get some play until they go flat and they give the bulls a chance to overcome them. So, like, you know, what's likely is that we come down and we get something like this. And at this point in the markets, then the red line goes flat and the yellow line goes flat. And like that, you see how the bulls have a better shot at doing something at that point, like this. And then from that point, those anchors may aim up. They may not. We may continue down from here and go down to the poop line. We may even test the year-to-date sentiment and get some good spot. We might be able to get some good hodl bag entries in these 56 levels if we short from here. But you know, like you just trust the bias, bro. The slope of the anchors really matters. That definitely affects my bias. And then like the large time frame market cipher B. Yeah. If we break the Tenzu says if we break the bear structure on the 4-hour, man, it's going to be juicy. We're on the 4-hour right now. And we're getting these BitBoy green dots stacking up. Yeah, man, if we can come over these sentiments, that would be great. That'd be great for Bitcoin. I'm not counting on it. Like, I'm not until we actually see some strength over the anchors. I'm more inclined to say that we play around in here and that this is respected a little bit longer. But I could be wrong. I don't really know. There's like bullish scenarios and bearish scenarios. Like, I've been trying to come up with ideas. Like, I've been thinking about bearish scenarios that could happen. Is the stream even working? Because I haven't even seen a chat in a while. Am I streaming still? Okay, cool. Everyone's just like listening. Everyone's just absorbing the knowledge. That's so cool. You guys are just listening. You guys are just enjoying the wisdom and shit. Okay, cool. All right. It's like when your professor's like just going on a rant and everyone's just like, damn, bro. Awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Like the stream. I love it. You guys are all just being like little sponges. Like, I feel like I'm a grouper fish, like swimming in a coral reef, and you guys are all just a bunch of like sponges and shit. That's awesome, man. No, that was a silence of respect. I respect that. I respect that the chats got still, because that means that like some truth was being spit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can keep the flow going, man. We keep the flow going. You know? Yes, the puffer fish soaking it all up. Yes. I don't get the poop line. You don't get the poop line, man. Why? All the poop line is just the start of the bullish sentiment. All the poop line knows is green. The poop line only knows up. Whereas the year to date, we had a little bit of drawdown after the ETF. And so the year to date got dragged down a bit. And that's why the poop line has superseded it. We got a bullish cross there. And so the poop line is now higher than the year to date. We don't want to touch the poop line though. That stinks, man. You know, like we want to keep the hype going. By touching the poop line, we're testing. You don't want this poop line to be touched because what is that saying? It's saying that this idea of going long on January 23rd is now being tested. The very idea of only up, the only up mentality that we've been enjoying and loving for the last couple months would be tested if we start violating the poop line. And that would suck. That would suck. But it's not the end of the world. If we lost that, we have ultimate support at the year to date. So, you know, I got a feeling like we play around in here, but we do overcome these bearish sentiments and we do get a sweep up here and we screw all these bears and all these doomers because it is a bull market. So we murder all of them, but then we get divergent and like we're just simply not out of the woods yet. Like we would come up like to the same level or potentially higher, and then that's like an even more bearish scenario where then we do come down to the year to date. You guys see how like markets tend to do shit like that. Like in the previous bull cycle, you saw that. Like you saw, you know, like we lose the runaway train status, and that was like right here. And then once we lose the runaway train status, we take a shit. We hit the iceberg. But then the good men below deck are pumping the waters, and like we do come up higher. We come up higher, but it's a bear div. You see this? How it's like we go higher in price, but the oscillator is just, we never achieve runaway train status again. And that's the end. That's the end. So that's the psychology and the technicals behind a double top. So perhaps there's a double top scenario kind of thing going on here. You know what I'm saying? So even if we did break these bearish sentiments, sorry, we're simply not out of the woods yet because we do want to come down and touch the year to date. We want to give it a little kiss. It's like if you went off to war for the year to date's like your wife at home waiting for you. Like you go off to war, World War III, and you do want to come home and give her a kiss, but then you got to go back. You're like redeployed, you know? So, yeah. J-Pow, man. It was neutral. It wasn't good or bad, but because it wasn't bad, we adjust. The markets adjust. We were adjusting in case of bad. That's what this down shit was. Now that we're a little dovish, my odds are, if I was a betting man, I'd say we kind of go sideways. You know, we perhaps wipe out a lot of bears, but we also aren't going to 100K. You know what I'm saying? We found a nice solid range to play around in until the halvening, and then maybe around then we continue up or something. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Clubs Hanging says, FG, do you believe in aiming for a risk to reward? For example, aiming for swing highs and lows, or CryptoPhase's model of taking the money even if it's a small win? You know, to outsmart these markets, like leverage and a lot of these trades can be dangerous if your leverage and position size and your stop loss are not in check. What you can do to cushion yourself is have like wide stop losses and like low risk, and it hits your reward for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like it hits the risk reward ratio. But at the same time, I think what really matters is like how much can you lose in this trade? What's the most you can lose in any given trade? You got to have an idea of what that number is. Is it $200, $500, $1,000? I think that understanding how much you can lose and picking a dollar amount that you're okay with is almost like more important than the risk reward. Just because like this strategy, this anchor NickCipher B shit gives you like a really good win rate. So yeah, I think maybe that's the basis. I mean, I'm trying to understand my brother definitely takes like low risk reward, like these big safe positions, and like if it goes against him, he reduces. If it goes for him, he adds. You know what I'm saying? So he's not like a sniper where it's like it's super tight stops and he's catching the exact moments and all this shit. Yeah, there's another way to look at trading, that where it's like you're not as concerned with the risk reward, but you're still trading safely. You know what I'm saying? Like security in the markets. As long as you're mindful of how much you can lose and you're not opening yourself up to big shit bags, you're on the road to success. That's all I would say. And I think that's about it, guys. I covered, I wish more price action happened. I wish we got more things happening today. But even with nothing happening, I still spieled for like a full, like over an hour. But see how like this is kind of like confirming what like my idea, like we're about to lose runaway train status on the 15-minute. The 65-minute like is already overbought, and the yellow oscillator is aiming down. And so while it's likely, I don't know, it's actually likely that this is a short. Is it a swing short? No, it's like a short scalp. Just because like this bearish sentiment has been respected so many times, and the likelihood of it being respected again is very high. But you can't deny that the bulls are doing a good job of sieging the bearish sentiment again and again. And it's only a matter of time before these sentiments go flat and the bulls have their in. Once the bulls have knocked down the gates and these bearish sentiments go flat, then they start to have a chance to come up, and we start then thinking about like market continuation. So yeah, I hope this stream was a good bit of knowledge for you guys, talking about letting the dust settle after the FOMC decision. You're not rewarded by longing like right as the decision's happening. You needed NickCipher. You needed to have the technical idea of the long already here and be entered into the trade. And as soon as the news came out, like people are taking profits already. That's how this shit works. So the technical analysts and the technical traders win the news. If you just trade off the news, if you're a news guy, you get one little candle of profits. So it's a win this is a win for MC, a win for the technical people. But we're in scalp mode. We're not in swing mode. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys took your profits. Hopefully you're either gearing for some short scalp, or you're on the sidelines waiting for if these sentiments can be overcome. That's where I'm sitting right now. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube, like the stream, follow my NickCipher Instagram, and I'm FloppingGroper on Twitter. I got my handle from like 2017. Whoa, damn, my treadmill just overheated, dude. Holy shit. The treadmill just overheated and stopped. That's my top signal for the stream. All right, guys, I love you. Have a good one.